What's good, YouTube? It's your boy TYP336 here, sitting down with Mr. Hashtag the Kung Fu Pastor, Mr. Mr. Blake Bowman here. Blake, what's up, man?
Hey, man. Doing well.
So you got 21st in regionals over the past weekend, right?
Yes, sir.
And what deck were you playing?
I was playing Shadal.
You want to talk about your matchups real quick?
Yeah, so there were 9 rounds, encroaching upon 300 people. It was pretty good size regional in a small place. Matchups were horrific. Went there, had built to play Necros, played 5 mirror matches. All of them were in ladder rounds. My first 2 rounds started off with Sylvan, in which I taught the person how to play their cards. Round 2, Blackwings. It was another Swift 2-0. And then I did play 1 rogue Necros player later in the day. What am I forgetting here? Oh, and a BA player. So other than that, it was just Shadal mirror matches all day long at the top tables.
Oh,
I think
wow.
like 6 of the top 8 were Shadal. So
Nice.
yeah.
All right, so let's get into your deck profile real quick.
All right. Well, I borrowed like half my deck, so we're going to be missing a few cards, unfortunately. I will make you aware of them as we come upon them.
Okay.
For the Shadal engine, I played 2 Squatty. I didn't play a third.
You turn them around real quick.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, you're fine.
I didn't play a third. I understand like the reasoning behind playing a third, but I ended up playing the StarSerpah, and the room was just so small. And I actually don't like to just dump early game Squatty from my deck unless I know that I have a rank 4 play coming. So I really think it's only good with the core play. I played 1 Hedgehog. In the StarSerpah build, he's really good. I kind of wish I would have played 2, just because you keep playing back to hand. And if I would have known that I was playing Shadal mirror matches all day and that we were both going to be fighting for our life to just tribute Beast every turn, I definitely would have played 2, simply because he would have added consistent Shadal fodder to my hand.
Told you to play 2.
1 against Necros, 2 against the mirror match. Right. I played 2 Dragon. I mean, he isn't very good, but it was a regional. I just expected Rogue. I didn't play MST main deck, and the Compulse is also just another out to the Genlock. 2 Falco. Falco's pretty incredible. I didn't play 3 simply because of space.
Gotcha.
He's probably the best Shadal, though, as far as inherently. He just pluses the most. And 2 Beast. Again, if I would have known that I were playing 3, if I were playing mirror matches all day, I would have played 3 Beast. So that's my standard Shadal lineup.
Okay.
I played 2 Math. I didn't play a third. As I was playing, I decided to play this deck the day before we left for the regional over Necros. And even just playing, I noticed that often I just had a Mathematician just sitting in my hand doing nothing. And it was just a really, really weak play. So I ended up dropping 2. I did play the 1 Para to go along with him. I did put in some work throughout the day. I've only been playing again for 2 weeks, so
Don't let him fool you, YouTube. He's secretly a master at this game.
I did forget Para once during the day, and it kind of cost me. I ended up still winning the game, but I had some misplays. I've been out of the country for 6 months, so I pretty much missed everything from like Dante on.
Gotcha.
These were some of the cards I borrowed. I have the Scepters, but I do not have the Sovereignty. So got the stick, but no chair. So this is probably, if anyone watches this video, this is probably what they're most interested to hear about. The combo is, incredibly powerful. If you pull it off, it's, you draw 3 and you pop 2, and then you can overlay for Diamond, which honestly was the one thing that my deck had going for it for all those mirror matches, just the fact that I could go into Diamond. And it does add consistent light fodder to your hand, and they are force. So, they have some playability. I actually think in some ways they have more synergy within Shadal than Satellars. It's still kind of cloggy. You can have some awkward hands with it, so there's a catch-22. But all in all, the Scepters are very powerful. And any turn that I opened with Scepter Chair, turn 1, I always won that game. So very strong combo. T-King, I ended up siding him out all day just because I didn't play against Necros. He's a great card, but I just didn't play the decks in which he's good against. I played 1 Dinko. I expected a lot of Rogue because it's a regional. Ended up siding him out most games as well. And then BLS. He of course put in work most of the day. I did get Jude one time. I was playing against a Necros player, summoned this guy, and he immediately started to subtract his life points. And so before I even declared an attack, so then I declared attack, and he dropped it out. He mind gamed me. But
Wow.
I got something for that guy later. I'll tell you in the video. Then I played 2 Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler was very strong, very, very strong, all day long.
The hand trap is the best trap.
Yep, I would play him pretty much in any deck that I play right now, at least 2.
Oh boy.
Moving to the spells, I played a Regeki and 2 Dark Hole. The mass removal all kept me in games all day long. It's just really, really strong right now. Even against decks that plus off of it, just to sort of reset the game state and get effects out of the way, even against things like BA and Shadal, it has allowed me to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In hands that I was really behind in the game, or I was really behind in like card advantage.
Gotcha.
For the fusion lineup, I played 2 El Shadal and then 3 Shadal fusion. The reason that I didn't flip-flop this is because I expected, again, a regional, and I just expected a lot of people to be the main player of their deck to just XYZ summon.
Gotcha.
If I knew that I would be playing against a lot of Necros, for example, then I would have flip-flopped the ratios. Fortunately, I did not play a lot against a lot of Necros players. It was primarily, again, Shadal players. Ended up being okay. I had the fusions when I wanted them. 1 Foolish, 1 Soul Charge, 1 Book. Soul Charge was really lackluster. All day long. In fact, I would cut it for certain if I could go back and do it over again.
Right.
Foolish and Book.
I've seen a lot of people going back and forth with Soul Charge this format.
Hang on, buddy. You have to go in there for a minute, okay? Foolish and Book just did what they did, though. Never had a problem with those. Soul Charge was a dead draw a lot.
Gotcha.
A lot. For the trap lineup, I played a Vanities, 2 Mistake, 2 Shadow Games, and a Core. All of these were fine. This would have been a great card if I were played against anything but Shadal.
Right.
So it ended up being sided out a lot. Shadow Games, I feel like is just too strong not to play. I know, supposedly, I wasn't here then, but people went away from this card for a while. The format was too fast. But, man, there's just the plussing you can do off this card is stout. And then Core, this isn't really a reason to play or not to play, but just an interesting comment from the tournament. At one point, I lost or ended up drawing a round. We were in time. I had won game 1, and we were just in the game 2. A guy swings. He has game on board, but I flip a Shadal Core, and he's not going to be able to kill me.
Yeah.
On my activation of Shadal Core, he torrential tributes, board wipes everything, still in battle phase, summons his own Shadal Core, attacks for 14, 15, and then El Shadal fusions and attacks for game.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a good play. Hat off to him. He ended up getting top 6.
Nice.
Extra deck, I played 3 Construct. I did need 3 Construct, especially playing so many mirror matches. 2 Winda. Rarely did I make 2, but I feel like it's necessary to have the second one. The Leo. Oh yeah, got these upside down, don't I, dog? The Leo, which I did go into a few times during the day. Oftentimes you just simply want to you just want to synchro so you can get the fusion back in your hand.
Right.
You don't want to leave yourself open to having your construct banished and you'd be out of fusion and behind in the game state. And then 1 Shekin Naga. This was the bane of my tournament. So I'm at table 6. We're in time, round 9. The guy has like 4 monsters on board and has just board wiped me. And in hand, I have an El Shadal fusion, a Mathematician, and a Shadal monster, and then a Dark Hole. And I Dark Hole him, summon the Math, poke with the Math, El Shadal fusion, and realized that I'd played my 1 copy of Shekinaga already and could not win. We had the exact same amount of life points. We were 1-1. We ended up tying or having 1,500 each at the end of the game. And he ended up getting the game win because he had won game 1.
Wow.
That was just how the judge ruled it, but that's Yu-Gi-Oh for you. I also have, for my XYZs, I played an Ouroboros, for the Scepter play, the Scepter Sovereignty play. It was really good going first if you were playing anything but Shadal,
Right.
which I didn't know often. One time I made this, tried to detach, got Veilered, and the next thing you know, she Shadal fusions me. Had to play out of that one. Also, for my threes, I borrowed these cards, but I played a Deltaros and a Diamond. I went back and forth on the Diamond. I had taken it out. I'm glad I put it back in. It did work against Shadal. But the Deltaros play is great because you end up drawing 3 off the stick chair combo and popping 2.
That's sick.
That's just really stout off 2 cards. Really stout off 2 cards. For the fours, I played a Ragnar Zero. Never summoned him. Castel, summoned him once. Dweller, summoned him twice. Exton, summoned him once. Yeah, apart from the Baby Dragon build, you just don't make fours that often.
Gotcha.
And then finally, side deck had 2 Dinkos, which I played against the Blackwing player. That was it. Fairy Wind, never played Please. Book of Eclipse, the one Necros player I played against, I didn't even summon them or add them in. I just ended up siding my anti-banish cards. Mind Control was insane. I'm glad I put that in there. It's probably the best card for the mirror match.
Gotcha.
2 Max, I sided those in against Shadal often. 2 MST, sided them in once I think. 2 Imperial Ironwall and 2 Lancia.
Okay.
So the Necros player that mind gamed me with the BLS, at one point we're in a game 3 and he's going ham. I mean, absolutely ham. He's Senju, Unicorn. He's just adding Kaleidoscope. He's going to Trish me this turn. I have this card set, and I put my face in my hands. I start to look at his graveyard, and he has enough. If he goes for the Valk play instead of the Trish play, he kills me that turn.
Right.
He doesn't know what my back row is. I also have a Lancia in my hand, and I just ask him, can you Trish this turn? And he said, yeah, and he shows me the Trish in his hand, and I start to act like I'm going to scoop, and I even look at his graveyard. And I look at the life points again, and I sit there for a time, and he asks me if I'm going to scoop, and I just tell him, just play it out. So he goes through everything, and he summons Trish, and I flip Iron Wall. He activates Mirror,
right,
and I flip Iron Wall. He was even going to Gen Lock with Trish.
Oh, wow.
And, he just sits there for like 45 seconds staring at his card. And I ended up winning that game off of that.
Nice.
But yeah, so I had 2 losses and a draw. Ended up getting 21st. Was 100 life points away from top 8, but what are you going to do? I don't know the format well enough yet to really compete, so I guess I'm pleased with at least getting a top.
I mean, first regional back, and you get an invite.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was do or die because there were no more available. So
Yeah.
it's either now or never. But, yeah.
Well, Blake, I appreciate you sitting down with me and doing the deck profile. And yeah, YouTube, this is TYP326. Sign up. Peace, guys.
Peace, guys.